Live with a Red Eye Raw, boys. How you boys doing tonight? It's a Sunday night. Don't really have like a set thing I want to talk about tonight. Uh, then uh, my old friend Jacob, who used to be on the channel quite a bit, just got married today, so that's pretty cool. So there's that. Because of the wedding, there was a few of Kyler's friends over tonight, so we played some Mario Kart. I have to work a lot of Sundays now because I'm training my friend Theron on Sunday shifts, so that's going to be a little bit of a nuisance, but it is what it is. Because the other lead who did the Sunday shifts is going on maternity leave. Other than that, just watched through the little mini Michael Scott Paper Company arc of The Office, which is one of my favorites. I love those episodes. What's up, Ree? Other than that, I finished up season 2 of Tales from the Drive-Thru yesterday. If you guys saw that, I actually did another thing of season 1, recutting it and putting in like the original, like when they were originally uploaded and stuff. But the file wouldn't fucking save for some reason. But I do still have season 1 of Tales from the Drive-Thru put together without that, so I can still upload that to YouTube at some point. I actually uploaded it to Rumble already, because that's how I got Tales from the Drive-Thru on Rumble, was doing that. I wouldn't have gone out of my way to make another cut of it if I knew that I already did that. But since I had the timestamps, as soon as I figured out, I'm like, well, I'm going to still try to save the file, and then, of course, it fucked off. But such is the joy of Movie Maker. Sometimes it likes to crap out on you if you put too many files in it. But other than that, watched a bunch more movies on Tubi the other night. And by a bunch, I mean 3. One of them I'd already technically seen is that movie Hideous, right? Which, honestly, not that great, to say the least. But it's a movie that I vaguely remembered existing, and so I had to, like, figure out what it was, and then I did, so seeing it just brought that back. It's raining tonight. Kiki's just sitting out there. I tried to let her back in the house, but she's just sitting there in the rain. Dumb dog. I'll probably check on her again in a second, see if she just wants to go in. It's not raining that hard. It was earlier. It was coming down real bad earlier while I was at work. But, let's see. Yeah. Other than that, not a whole lot going on tonight. Been doing less live streams, haven't I, the last, like, week or two. No worries. But I do want to, focus on content in general, so, What season are you on your Office rewatch? Season 5. Like I said earlier, I just finished the Michael Scott Paper Company mini arc, which I fucking love. I love those episodes. When I was at work earlier today, there was a lock on one of the trailers, like air hoses. And, like, I didn't know where the keys for that were, and I tried to call my manager, and it took forever. Which season did Pam and Jim get married? They get married in season 6. What's up, Andy? You know, something about these cigars that get thin at the end, you don't get as much of a drag with them, even if you cut them a couple of times. Anyway, I'm going to go see if Kiki wants to go back in the house, because again, it's starting to come down a bit more. Alright, I got her back in the house. It's almost your birthday? Okay, Ree. Well, happy almost birthday, then. Hey, what are you doing? Smoking. Smoking. There was some lightning. Anyway, I'm gonna give this another snip. There we go. That's much better. Guess I just needed the third snip. Yeah, so my friend Spencer moved out of state. Guess a lot of what we're doing will be online now. That kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. I hate my fucking hair, dude. That's why I always wear a hat. Now, out of the movies I watched last night, I would say my favorite was Dagon, then probably Cannibal Ferox, and then Hideous. Hideous was, like I said, not really that good at all. But it felt good to have closure on an old childhood memory. I need a haircut too, yeah? I think you may have said this before, but did you know The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly soundtrack was actually made to sound like coyotes howling? I don't know if I knew that, to be perfectly honest. Is it a cigar? Of course it's a cigar. What else would I smoke? I don't smoke anything, well, other than a pipe. I smoke a pipe and a cigar. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't vape. But I do smoke cigars and I smoke tobacco pipe. You know, keep it classy, right? What else? Just trying to think. See any new episodes recently? Episodes of what? Imagine if you did cigar streams on Rumble. So, there's one major flaw in that I'm sure will not always be a problem, but Rumble, you can't stream on mobile. There's no way to do that. You go to try and do that, and it just says, coming soon. So, you can't stream on Rumble, like on your phone, so. And I don't smoke in the house. And we don't have like a computer in the garage, so that's not really on the table as of right now. Anthony B finally started playing some Spider-Man games recently. Good for him. Last time I smoked, I read some more of Avenging World, the 2002 version, so making progress. Normally I read the White Pill, but I don't know where the fuck I said it. It's probably in like the living room or something, or TV room, or in my room even, somewhere. I just didn't want to look all over for it that night. But with Terrifier 3, I'm finally excited for a movie again, so there's something to look forward to, right? You know, it's funny. When I started my YouTube channel, like I've been all over the place with this, but watching the first season of Breaking Bad on DVD. I love Breaking Bad. Like I said, it's a perfect 10. Well, I do say I'm not going smiley face with the bottom of the account just because of the movie Danny was talking about to get some good stuff to make me act, whatever that thing, the action, what do they call those? And I quote, well, the years since, the long play video I mentioned, well, it's ready to be uploaded, but it's going to take like 3 hours to fully process on YouTube, so I gotta wait half the night for that, yeah? Oh, well, I have plenty of ways to pass the time. Well, there you go, Andy. Congratulations. I say congratulations on stream so much. I literally said congratulations to Jacob about his fucking wedding. Like, I literally said congratulations. No, what I was gonna say is, like, when I started my YouTube channel, I've gone back and forth between wanting to go over the top and just say whatever the fuck I want and be edgy, right, to an extent, to being, like, nice and not wanting to upset anyone and just play the middle ground, because I did that for a little while, too. Then just being honest and not giving a shit what people think, which has made me say a lot more shit that I wouldn't have been willing to say, a few years ago. Still gonna watch any other TV shows similar to Breaking Bad? I mean, I watched Better Call Saul. Like, if you're asking about, like, drama, like, my friend wants me to watch Succession. He's been showing me that when I go to his house, but other than that, I don't know. It's very hard for me to get into something new anymore. I rewatch a lot of the same old shit because I know what I like, But like I said, I am looking forward to Terrifier 3, so there's something. If a new show... I don't think there's another show quite like Breaking Bad, that's the thing. Kind of want to red pill my family. Good luck with that, Ray. Luckily, my family, for the most part, all the ones I care about are at least sensible. And the ones that aren't, I don't really care about. So, there you go. But my parents, they're good people. They're more traditional conservative than I am, but they also are much more sensible than a lot of modern people now. Better Call Saul would like to have a word with you. There's also Slippin' Jimmy, but Slippin' Jimmy's nothing like Breaking Bad, though, Andy. It just happens to be a fucking cheap thing used in the franchise. We don't talk much about that. But here's the thing, I don't think there is any other show like Breaking Bad. That's the problem. You're never going to have a show quite like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was a perfect 10, like I said. I always say, the only perfect fiction is Breaking Bad. And I mean, that's kind of a recurring joke on the channel, but it's true, you know? Like, I say it a lot. Walter indeed. My sleep schedule's so fucked. My whole weekend has basically been watching movies with Corbin on Tubi, going to work, playing Mario Kart, and now smoking. I missed the bowler hat. I think it was better than the Kenny hat. You think so? I mean, I like the bowler hat, but I like the Kenny hat. I'll bring the bowler hat back at some point, don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty Mexican little head. Tut tut, it looks like rain. You know, Michael's not fucking here most of the time anymore. Do you like the rain? Yeah, I like the rain. So you don't want to be cool, like, butt out, keep smoking then? Lol, I'm off, see ya. Alright, see you later, duty. You know, it's a hell of a experience this channel's been over the years, isn't it? Like when I started it, we did like skits and stuff like that, right? Like, because we did like Tub of the Hearts, we did Horror Fest. Then we ranted about conspiracy theories for a little bit, but a lot of those videos either were deleted or are unlisted. Still a couple of them left from the old Gen 1 days there, but then starting in Gen 2, we did a lot more reviews. Gen 3 continued the reviews, but also added in like streams, making the reviews much more better edited by using Movie Maker instead of Upload Studio. Channel's been through a lot. It's been ups and downs, it's jumping around. It's going buck wild. Heard that South Park The Fractured But Whole has a cliffhanger ending. Some people assume the new game South Park Snow Day will pick up after that cliffhanger ending. But I don't know about that. I wouldn't really call it a cliffhanger either. Now, I've stated this before, but old Malachi videos remind me of early Gen 2 videos. No, if anything, they're more like Gen 1. Like, I just think you're wrong, Ree. Like, I mean, I can see what you mean to an extent. There is a certain quality in my old Gen 2 videos that is very similar, right? Where it's just me sitting and ranting in front of a camera. And Malachi did kind of remind me of my younger self, and that's why I did actually like him for a little bit there, right? I saw it as, you know, someone who was on the rise, who was starting out like I did. That's why I was nice to him. That's why I got along with him. And then he went fucking crazy. It's a shame. It really is. He used to be an okay kind of guy, but he's never been stable. That's the thing, is he has never, ever been stable. He's always been really sensitive and easy to set off. But I'd say he is more like Gen 1, like my old boredom video, which I think is unlisted, but there's a version of it in, like, I have, like, responding to Classic Red Eye. Like, if you look at that, those videos that I responded to, that reminds me of Malachi. Right? Where it was just me and Danny sitting in front of a camera, ranting. I haven't talked to Danny anywhere near as much as I used to. It's kind of sad thinking about it, honestly. Like, I texted him happy birthday on his birthday, but other than that, I really haven't talked to him that much since he quit working where I work. Have you seen the Colombian version of Breaking Bad? I've seen clips. To be fair, Gen 1 was just multiple people. Malachi did his own channel on his own. Well, yeah, Gen 1, like, I didn't even call it my channel back then, right? I called it our channel. I said it was the Fugitive Red Eye channel, and I just referred to myself as Ange, which a lot of my family calls me that for short. I used to tell people just to call me that, but I usually just either go by my full first name now or Red Eye. Also, the upcoming South Park Snow Day game will be in 3D, which has been a long time since the South Park game has been in 3D. Yeah, it looked kind of dull from the trailer. The trailer looked kind of lame, honestly. Which, I mean, is par for the course. South Park's been shit lately. I will admit, each generation of the channel, there are things that I miss about, right? Maybe not Gen 4, because Gen 4 was just Gen 5, Gen 3 and 5, but, you know, no, not as much interaction. But, like, Gen 2 of the channel, I miss having, you know, Sean and Kyler in so many videos. Danny being in a decent amount of them. The reason why I made the comparison to Gen 2 is because Gen 1 didn't have DVD videos. True. And Malachi's DVD videos were heavily inspired by my DVD videos. You know that, right? Like, he started using the same, and that's fine. That's fine. I like people using my format. That's cool. But he did start using the same format. Like, he's like, and he shouted me out, you know, in his GameCube collection, where he's like, yeah, I'm going to do this Fugitive Red Eye style, where we show the front of the case, the back of the case, and the disc itself. And he started doing that, you know? I was like, cool, I'm inspiring people. And then he went fucking nuts. Want to start watching the new season of Futurama? Kyler's been watching it. He told me it's actually been alright. Yeah, Malachi was just trying to be like you so bad. Yeah, no, he was. He tried to impress me a lot, too. Like, I remember there was a time when there was that comment bot going around, and he freaked out. And he disabled his comments because he thought he was going to get fucking hacked. And then I did a video saying, yeah, this bot sucks, but don't disable your comments. You're not going to get fucking hacked. Just block them. And then the next day, he brought his comments back. I influenced Malachi so fucking much in the way he did his content before he went fucking nuts. like I said, there are things I miss about the older generations of the channel to an extent. Like I said, I personally think Gen 3 of my channel is probably the best. I don't know this was but was Malachi ever subscribed to Corbin? Yeah. Yeah, he was. He did a response to one of Corbin's videos. You're not going to fucking find it. Because he fucking purged it. It's gone. But he did a response to Corbin at one point. Nice to know that you worked at McDonald's during your off-time hiatus period and YouTube in 2012 to 2015, except for some of the Xbox Live Talk videos that you did during that period. I'll be uploaded on a different channel. Yeah. And, Gaming Retextured, the guy whose channel I appeared on, actually, deleted all of his videos. Like, there is no trace of those old trolling videos and gaming videos I did with him. It's kind of sad, too. I don't know if he'd like me now, because of my politics. Because, I've seen who he's subscribed to, and he is subscribed to, like, a lot of leftists. He wanted to reconnect with me at some point if he ever came out here. And I told him, yeah, let me know if you're ever in state, and we'll work something out. And that was like 2 or 3 years ago that he said that. Maybe he saw my newer content and he's like, "Oh, this guy's a right winger. I don't want to talk to him." And, if that's his prerogative, right? Like, obviously, I view leftism as a cancer. I think it destroys people. But at the end of the day, if he still wanted to reconnect, I'd still talk to him. I'd still be like, "Hey, bud," like, I'll still talk to people that I disagree with. And I'll still associate with people that I disagree with. My Discord has a wide array of different beliefs people have. And, granted, the only real leftists there are Hybrid and Sugar. But, like, Sugar's chill. I like Sugar. Like, he does try hard stuff to try and be edgy sometimes, but I like Sugar. I used to like Hybrid until he stopped being a baby when I made fun of him. Sugar can at least take it when I make fun of him, and he'll argue back. That's why I like Sugar. Tard? Okay, Andy. What was the first video of mine you saw, Ree? How did you discover me, out of curiosity? I know Corbin found me through my Wilford video. A lot of people found me through the Beavis and Butthead Mike Judge's dick rant. How'd you find me? I think it was one of the Red Eye Response videos? Oh, okay, that makes sense. What about you, Andy? Was it DVD collection videos? I would assume that would be the case, but maybe not. You know something I always do when people subscribe to me? Is I check out their channel and see if they have content, and if it's good, I'll check it out. You know those video games where they want you to enter a profile name, even on those you don't use your actual full name? Well, of course I don't use my full name, Andy. Especially when they are recorded or on stream. Yeah, obviously, Andy. I'm not going to... My full name is not something I say on the internet. The most I'll say is my first name. Like, you notice it on my PlayStation, for my full name, it says None Ya Business. I found you when you started reviewing Devilman. There you go. I fucking love Go Nagai. I've been into Go Nagai for like 10 years now. That's a crazy thought. I have been into Go Nagai work for 10 fucking years now. I need to watch more of his shit and read more of his shit. If Chisu was here, he'd be like, read Envy-chan, or watch Magical Beast Front. And it's like, I will. Just so hard for me to get into anime anymore. You know, Chisa's going to have me do some voices in his next Abridged. So that'll be fun. Devilman should be a Mortal Kombat character. Mortal Kombat sucks dick now. And you know something else? I am fucking sick and tired of like the whole focus on Mortal Kombat being on, oh, let's release all these characters as DLC. They've never fucking heard of Unlockables now, I guess. Yes, Mike Judge is a dick. Beavis and Butthead brand video did bring me to the channel. Oh, well, there you go, Andy. Like I said, that brought a lot of people, so there you go. My phone charger's being stupid, yeah? That sucks. You know, the one thing that sucks about Movie Maker sometimes crashing when I put too many files in is it worries me with some of the longer stuff, because it's the longer videos it tends to have problems with. Yeah, recutting my Y2K streams is going to be such a bitch. 2017 was the best year for your channel? Either 2017 or 2018, I'd agree with you, one of those years. I thought 2018 was, well, there you go, see? Like I said, I think both those years were both really good. And into Killer Instinct? Not really. I played a little bit of it. Mortal Kombat is the only for the games. Everything I like turns to shit eventually, unless it stopped years ago. Or it's Beavis and Butthead, which has been good in every iteration. Are they going to start another new season? I should check. I should check if they're doing another new season. Can totally understand Pie Guy Rules leaving YouTube because he was at this longer than I have, like a year longer. Yeah? Well, there you go. Dude, I miss how cool of a fucking site YouTube used to be. You know what? I'm gonna do a video about why the internet used to be so cool and how toxicity is actually good. Because, like, that's the thing, is everyone's a fucking coward now. But, like, the whole thing with the internet that used to be, like, so fucking fun about it was just how raw it was. Like, you'd get people with all sorts of crazy thoughts, all sorts of fucking hateful spiels they went on, all sorts of fucking, like, just being a dick. And that was the internet. Like, the fact that Xbox is putting this thing in place where you can fucking get, like, strikes on your Xbox account now for, like, first off, fucking profanity. And then second off, hate speech. Like, what the fuck is this? This is fucking Xbox. Like a Modern Warfare 2 lobby back in the day. Like, no, fucking people now who are worried about how fucking toxic it is online now have never been in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby or a Halo 3 lobby back in its heyday. Or have never been on fucking Phantasy Star Universe back when it was going. Like, these people have no fucking idea what the internet was like. Forgot to mention this before. Bob Barker also in multiple Family Guy episodes. Again, R.I.P. to a legend. Yeah, for sure. The lead singer of Smash Mouth is currently on hospice for liver failure, so that's kind of sad. People were talking about that in my Discord earlier. Whew. I'm certainly cynical. Currently, like, I'm a very cynical and jaded person nowadays. Has its ups and downs. Like the elevator business, hey. That was really bad. I never knew the internet existed when I grew up in my teenage years. Dude, I didn't have a cell phone until I was like 13, and it was a flip phone. I didn't have a smartphone until 2017 as an adult because I just had a tablet and an iPod. I don't know if you answered this question, but what YouTubers were you watching throughout the first generation of Red Eye? I don't remember, dude. I just watched random videos at the time. Like, the thing is, like, back in like the heyday of YouTube, right? You didn't really watch the creator. You watched it for the video, and every once in a while you'd find a creator that you really liked. I cannot think of what creators I really liked back in those days, because a lot of them probably don't even exist anymore. Like, back in Gen 1 Red Eye, you're saying? Like, I was watching, like, conspiracy videos and, all sorts of shit like that. Cryptid videos, alien videos, shit like that. That was what I watched on YouTube back then. Or I'd watch, like, re-uploads of, like, Happy Tree Friends. I'm sure there's more stuff I watched at the time. It's just a lot of it just, you know, didn't commit to memory, I guess. You started watching AVGN in Gen 1 of 2012 is considered part of that. Yeah, it is. Did I watch AVGN in 2012? Maybe I did. No, yeah, that sounds right. I did. You're right. I did watch AVGN in Gen 1. You're right. But, like, I think, like, peak YouTube was, like, Mumkey Jones in his fucking prime. When he was doing Mumkey's anime reviews, Elliot Rodger videos, all sorts of shit. Like, that was peak YouTube. When I was a kid, I just watched TV and played video games. I mean, yeah, like, that's the other thing. In those days, I played a lot more video games. Like, I was on Halo 3 all the time, Halo Reach. I was always on my Xbox. Phantasy Star Universe. I know I always talk about Phantasy Star Universe, but you had to be there. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very unique experience. I used to also, like, they used to be able to find, like, Beavis and Butthead episodes on YouTube. I used to watch that all the time while I was working at McDonald's. Or I'd listen to, like, the soundtrack to Dragon Ball Z. I just watched a bunch of mixed stuff on YouTube back in those days. 2016 YouTube was its own website. Like, that's the thing, man. YouTube used to be so fucking cool. It's so sanitized now. And everyone acts like if you ever said a slur, you're a bad person, when literally every fucking person has. Like, to be like, oh, you said faggot? Oh, you're awful. You're an awful person. Oh my god, you said nigger? Who says that? You should be hung up and strung on a cross. It's like, dude, where the fuck... Like, do people just pretend that the last, like, 10 years don't exist? Do people just pretend that that didn't happen? Everyone's such a pussy now. Like, there are things that I said to people when I worked at McDonald's that I probably could not repeat on YouTube. There is chit-chat that I had with coworkers that is not YouTube appropriate. And people act like just saying a few spicy words is like the fucking... is like tantamount to fucking murder. There's this amazing video I watched called Mumkey Jones, the last real YouTuber. That title, as well as the video, is great. Oh yeah, I've seen that video. I think, was that Willie Mac Show or Wavy Web Surf? It was one of those two. I know that. Ironically, I was more into handheld PC gaming growing up. I didn't get my first real TV console, the Wii, until I was 12. Okay, Andy. My first console was a PS1. And then after that, we got an NES. And then after that, we got a PS2. And then an original Xbox. And then a Nintendo 64. Again, the order that I got stuff in was a little weird. Then an Xbox 360. Then years and years later, I got my PS3. Like, my PS3, like, when I started streaming in, like, 2017, that's when I got my PS3. I got my PS3 specifically for streaming. Like, my PS3, that's why I got a modded PS3 that can play PS1 and PS2 games and play them from any region. Right? Because I didn't have the adapter for my PS2 at the time. So, playing on my PS3 was the only way I could play PS1 and 2 games on stream, and that's what I mostly played on my PS3 at the time. I've used my PS3 for PS2 games far more than I've used it for PS3 games. You know, it's crazy to think I'm already fucking 29, right? Like, I'm fucking 29. I'll be 30 next year. Like, I know this is a fucking cliche as hell thing to say, but time really does fucking fly. My first console was the original Xbox. Me and Day used to play a lot of Medal of Honor. Yeah. I played Medal of Honor a little bit. Like the only Medal of Honor I played was the one on 360. I agree. I can't believe I'm almost 24. Yeah, I know. It's nuts, dude. Like, working at McDonald's, that was like... I started working there 11 years ago. I stopped working there 8 years ago. That's crazy. Like, it is nuts. Like, but like I said, the way that we just chit-chat at work is not YouTube appropriate. That's the kind of conversations we had. That's the kind of shit that was normal. And people think that just saying something slightly edgy is awful now. It's crazy to me, the fucking mental gymnastics people do to pretend they never said anything offensive, that they never said anything controversial. Like, it is nuts to me. Like I said, I need to do a whole video on this. I absolutely have to. Like, everyone just pretends that people have always been pussies and need to not say bad things. I do kind of regret getting my first TV console late because there's some amazing game titles I missed out on in the 2000s, but to be fair, a lot of the 2000s video games I can find on long plays on YouTube now, as is common with older games. Yeah, I mean, that is true, Andy. You know, I bet you guys don't know. You might. If guys, take a guess. What do you think is the first game that I played on on YouTube? Not on stream. On stream, it was Morrowind. But the very first video I played on YouTube, or game I played on YouTube, yeah, people are too soft nowadays? Yes! And it's like, they pretend that they've always been like that. People should just say whatever they want without giving a shit? Yes. That's why I love my Discord server. Because of all this fucking shit that we can just say. It feels like the internet. Like, it feels like it should have been. Like how it should have been. Like, it's crazy to me that as a culture, we just keep moving in this awful direction. Like, everyone's a fucking pussy, and everyone has to try and be a fucking activist nowadays, too. And I'm not just saying leftists. There's people on the right that are fucking pussies, too, now. Everyone acts like they never said anything controversial. They never said anything really spicy. People say the reason you shouldn't say those words is because you could get beat up for saying that. I mean, but that's the thing. Back in like 10, 15 years ago, people just said what they fucking thought. Now everyone's too fucking scared to do that. Everyone has to act like they're outraged at every fucking thing. They have to act like every scandal matters to them. They have to act like every time someone says something controversial or does something edgy or mean, they have to be like, oh my god, this is awful. I can't believe I ever supported such a person. You don't get real people anymore. Everyone's just a fucking phony thing trying to conform to the current zeitgeist, and I hate it. The only people whose opinions really matter on you is your own opinions. I mean, at this point, yeah, I mean, like, look, there are people whose advice and things I would value, right? Like, if I'm trying to think of long-term life stuff, I'd probably talk to my grandpa or my dad. But for the most part, yeah, it's my opinions, and even then, I'm willing to take advice and like hear people out when they know more than me about something. But nowadays, nobody will give you genuine fucking thoughts anymore. Original thought is just dead. And like people will be like, oh, I mean, I'm all for free speech, but being hateful is too far. What the fuck are you on about? Where have you been? Were you born in like 2010? And you're just now old enough to use a computer? Is that what it is? Like, Jesus Christ. Most NPCs with no original thought, just believe whatever the media tells them. That too, yeah. Everyone just wants to go see the new fucking Marvel schlock, or fucking play the new Call of Duty, and like, don't get me wrong, there's some good Marvel movies, mainly from Phase 1. And Call of Duty was great back in the Black Ops days. In fact, some of the long play videos I'm doing are for older games that predate 2005, but hey, any excuse to enjoy more classic SpongeBob humor again back when the show was consistently good, yeah. And I can relate to that since I used to be that kind of guy, yeah. I mean, look, Ree, I went through a phase too, where I was like, pro-censorship too. Like, I did that a little bit too when I was fresh out of high school. But like, everyone is like that now. Like, again, even people who used to do all sorts of edgy shit, like Howard Stern, right? The guy's a total fucking pussy now. But he used to be edgy as hell. Howard Stern used to be super edgy. The same thing is true with like Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy who did fucking Borat. He's someone who says people say too much hateful stuff and that YouTube has too much hate speech. The guy who did fucking Borat says that. Like, what the fuck? One person I can think of now that doesn't need help. I mean, there's others out there, I'm sure. Like, Ricky Gervais says what he thinks most of the time, I think. I think Ricky Gervais is pretty genuine. Soy boy, I'm gonna play COD of Duty 69. I'm gonna play Planescape, Torment, and Diablo 2. I love games made when I was an infant. Yeah. I mean, look, I say this all the time, but older stuff was better. Like, look at old slasher movies. That's why I love Terrifier. Terrifier just fucking does it. There's a scene where he cuts this chick in half, starting with her fucking vagina. Like, he cuts her in half, starting with the crotch. That happens in Terrifier. And I was blown away by that, because I'm like, this is the kind of shit you would not expect to be in a movie now. And then Terrifier 2 has that scene where he's like ripping her apart in her room and just watching her suffer and writhe in agony. That's why I'm excited for Terrifier 3, because I'm like, as long as they keep up what they've been doing, this 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 has potential to be like one of the best slasher franchises of all time. You know, my tranny brother actually used to be pretty cool. He used to say whatever he wanted without caring. Yeah. And unfortunately, man, he's been corrupted by the times. Terrifier 3 Woke Edition, the clown throws someone into a meat grinder and says trans rights. Yeah, there you go. I would say about 90% of my videos have never been deleted /privated /unlisted or still up to this very day. Yeah. I'm going to go back and play Modern Warfare games. Those games are so much fun. I mean, look, I played Modern Warfare 2. I didn't really play Call of Duty 4 because I didn't really get into the Modern Warfare stuff until after that. Like, first Call of Duty I played was Call of Duty 1. And then I played Call of Duty 2. And then I played World at War. I think I played a little bit of Call of Duty 3. I used to play, like, on the original Xbox, they had, like, Battlefield 2, but it was, like, different than the PC version. Like, Battlefield 2 on the original Xbox is, like, a completely different game. And the original Star Wars Battlefront games were good, as was KOTOR. And I'll never understand people who, like, play RPGs and don't want to play the evil route. Like, where's the fun if you're just going to be a goody two-shoes all the time? Like, that's what drives me nuts about so many communities, right? Like the Undertale community, right? They're like, oh, everyone should do pacifist. That is not my opinion. I think everyone should play the game blind. They should know nothing about what EXP stands for. They should know nothing about what love stands for. They should know none of that. They should play through the game, and then when they get judged, they'll be like, oh, shit. That is the ideal way to play the game, but then I'll hear the counter-argument, well, if you're only going to play it once, you should play it the pacifist route. I'm like, yeah, the pacifist route is great and all, but, like, the neutral endings are great. Like, my favorite ending is one of the neutral endings. My favorite ending to Undertale is the Papyrus ending. And my favorite route is the genocide route. Alright, tell you what, we're going to take this inside. All right, just going inside now, so give me just a sec. All right, we have taken it inside. Yeah, I remember people hating the bad routes in Undertale, yeah? Old Star Wars games, pew pew, laser, voom voom, lightsaber. New Star Wars games, oh, you want a blaster? Give me money. You want a laser sword? Pay up. R2-D2 is a premium character. Yeah, pretty much. That's gaming in a nutshell now. All right. The very small 3% of videos that were deleted from my channel, they were only gone if they had very good reasons, such as spammy audio, extreme technical issues, etc. Yeah? All right, well, now that we are inside, I'm probably going to do a video, and then I'm going to go live. That's what I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to probably wrap this little stream up. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I will see you in just a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and record that video I was talking about this whole stream. And have a good one. Toodles!